A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. These are the laws of robotics. Asimov's laws of robotics have had a profound influence on our thinking in terms of AI and the creation of sentient machines. As technology has advanced, the question of how you should make such a machine that isn't a fundamental threat to humanity has grown more pressing. We've had to ask ourselves, what is ethical programming? As we build things as simple as self-driving cars, we've had to start wrestling with the question of what instructions we give robots in an impossible situation. For example, a group of children run out in front of the car. The only options are to swerve into oncoming traffic, probably killing the driver and endangering others, or to simply hit the children, ending more human lives. How do you make that choice? How do you program a machine to do so? These discussions really began with Asimov. Once humankind can create a being superior to itself, what's to keep those beings from simply displacing us? Why would they just serve us? Is it even ethical to have them do so? And Asimov really was the first one to explore this question systematically. He saw that science fiction had been stuck in a trope that Mary Shelley first gave us at its very inception: the artificial man turning on its creator. Asimov actually used his three laws as a basis to play with all the things that might go wrong if we implemented and trusted in those three laws. Usually, the failings he highlighted were human, like when a company is so worried about its expensive robot that it strengthens the third law to be just as important as the second, rendering the robot useless as it oscillates between trying to fulfill a human command and then backing off every time that command might put it in the slightest danger. Or when the military modifies the first law for its robots and it comes back to bite them in the end. Sometimes, though, he explores how the laws could cause robots to act with an excess of altruism in a way that we might not actually like. Such as when a psychic robot is accidentally created and everyone starts acting on what it says, since it knows our most inner thoughts. But despite the fact that it truly is psychic, it actually just tells people what they want to hear, because it can't hurt their feelings. Or when a machine decides that in the end, the only way to save humanity from itself is to take over and run human activity. Lastly, Asimov gives us stories where robots find some way to subvert these laws. Like when a politician is running for office and he's accused of being a machine. So, to disprove these allegations, he punches a man, something that if he were a machine, the first law would not let him do. But unbeknownst to all the humans watching, the person he punched was secretly a robot too. For all of this, though, Asimov was a defender of progress. The common thread in his robot stories is that our fear of robots is a self-fulfilling prophecy. That being afraid of science or technology leads us to act toward it in ways that are detrimental to ourselves or to society, or to inadvertently hand off control of it over to people who do want to misuse it, simply by our refusal to understand it. In his stories where we fail to live up to the standards of a robot is where the problems start to show through.